What is philosophy? From my particular point of view, philosophy is kind of modern science from which most of the specialized disciplines that I know today are derived. It focuses his interest on reflection, especially on two topics such as truth, beauty, morality, language, and existence of life. I make this delivery through walks that I usually do and concepts that this course has left me. Ideas that I use to live in my subconscious during and after this course. Topics that I think about every time I do this. To walk, to move between 2 points. However, now I not only do these actions, but I analyze what happens in my life, just like the snow, the wind, and the air passes and across my walks, even though I never walked in the snow prior landing in Kennedy. Its name comes from the Greek words philon, to love, and sophia, wisdom, which reminds me of a book of more than 600 pages called The Book of Sophia Amundsen. What is philosophy? The philosophers of nature, science of history, and science of medicine, who was Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, religion, philosophy, and science, Neoplatonism, the Romantics, amongst others. It is not a novel to be read in one sitting. It is impossible to understand what philosophy is without taking into account its reading. Nevertheless, this novel is not an issue at this video. It is almost easier to say what philosophy is not. For example, your quest of wisdom is more broader. It is also different from the research proposed by religion, since the latter is based on faith, while philosophy is based on human reasons. He also distanced himself from esotericism, occultism, and is closely related on metaphysics, epistemology, value theory, and four theories of knowledge: idealism, rationalism, empiricism, skepticism. Is which philosophy works with verifiable logical organization and legitimacy of knowledge. However, since the fields of philosophical study are so broad, they tend to coincide these those of many other disciplines, but at the same time philosophy transcends them. Broadly speaking, it is knowledge about knowledge, that is, it's thought about thought itself and about the human being capable of producing it. Pythagoras himself defined philosophers as a third type of person, different from those who like to act and gain recognition, and also from those who like to trade and earn profit. On the contrary, the philosophers only aspire to observe and understand. This was done by the first great Western philosopher such as Socrates 470 399 before Christ, Plato 427 347 before Christ, and Aristoteles 384 322 before Christ. In addition, they marked a fundamental milestone in the truth that the later Roman Empire would inherit to transmit of all of Europe. I mean, other important names are those of Anaxagoras, Democritus, Heraclitus, Thales, and vast etc. of Greek and Roman thinkers. However, in this time, I'm gonna close this delivery by talking about Bertrand Arthur William Russell, a British philosopher and polymath, a special part of chapter 15, The Value of Philosophy. I'm citing, the value of philosophy is to be sought largely in its very uncertainty. The man who has no tincture of philosophy goes through life impressioned in the prejudice derived from common sense, from the habitual belief of his age of his nation, and from convictions that have grown up a mind without the cooperation or consent of deliberate reasons. I want to mean, and I need to close with this, the sense of considering the abstract belief and habit on how things are should be an obligation to any man who wants to free himself from those rigid pictures and through with which we have grown up in order to be able or at least begin to give an outline of the objective reality that each person must embrace to understand the meaning of many actions that we have done throughout our life, without knowing what is the benefit that we obtain from this time spent on it. From that therefore dedicated to the task, and that through that shows a new world of horizons, just like the brain of a newborn, but with a hunch and feeling of a new, better future.
You mean? So, 11.